We've been waiting 6 years since this was first announced for this Blumhouse Halloween reboot reinvigoration to come to its peak, its finale. That's coming later this year with Halloween Ends. So let's talk about some of the things that I want to see from Halloween Ends. What's up, you guys? It's Nick at the Lost River Driving, and I'm coming at you today to talk about the things that I want from Halloween Ends. These are things that I want to see, that I feel like if they're a part of this movie, you got a good shot of this movie being good. If these are not present in this film, then you got a good shot of this film feeling a lot like the bad moments of 2018 and Halloween Kills. And with this being the conclusion to the trilogy that we have been in the process of experiencing for the past 6 years since it was first announced, I really want this movie to hit, and I really want it to do well. So first and foremost, the most important, well, actually, you know what? We'll do most important last. I don't really have a specific number, so let's just say 5 things. 5 things I want to see. Coming in at number 5, a bigger role for Kyle Richards. Look, you brought back Kyle Richards as Lindsay Wallace from the original Halloween, which I think a lot of us fans were excited about. She has continued to act, and she's a pretty good actress, and we thought a legacy character back that we could expand upon where they've been the past 40 years was a cool idea, but we didn't really get much of her. Her scene with putting the rocks in the pillowcase and hitting Michael with it and being smart enough to run and hide and end up surviving, it really gave you a nice little look at like, wow, Lindsay has really grown up into this strong, smart kind of fighter type, similar to what Laurie eventually turned into. And I kind of wanted to see more of that. And I felt like we didn't get enough of that. So with them announcing that she is coming back, I think it is absolutely incredibly important that we get an expanded role for her. And this is kind of a two-parter because not just that, but an interaction with Laurie Strode. We need to have her interact with Laurie Strode because to our knowledge, they haven't seen each other in 40 years. And I really thought that was a missed opportunity in Halloween Kills, getting Laurie to see some of these characters. And then when she did see them, like Tommy Doyle, it felt very unearned and it felt very rushed. So we need more Kyle Richards, and we need to have a moment with her and Laurie. Number 4, better dialogue. Now, this is very vague. This is very wide-ranging, and you can take it however you want to take it. But I'm just going to say better dialogue. The thing about these 2 movies up to this point is that there are some good character moments in these movies. There really, really are. And there's also some really, hard to believe that real humans are having these types of conversations or saying these types of things moments. And there are many of those too. We need more of real people saying real things to each other. Some of the jokes aren't a problem if they land, but some of these jokes are very childish. Some of these scenes that are put in to make us laugh or to create some levity are way too drawn out. And I don't want to nitpick, but it just seems like a lot of the time you can just feel Danny McBride's presence and feel his lack of writing serious roles, I guess you should say. And that's not a knock on him because I think overall he's done a good enough job to warrant still being a writer on this 3rd film. But there are some serious issues with character dialogue that have got to be addressed in the next movie because I can't sit through a movie where I have multiple cringe moments just because of dialogue. I don't want to do it. Not a Halloween movie. The series is too important to me. So number 4, better dialogue all around. Number 3 is going to be make the score feel like a character again. Now, that's not to say that Halloween Kills score was bad, because it's not. It's fantastic. I actually listen to that, that score all the time, just for fun. And it's not to say that there weren't moments where the Kills soundtrack wasn't a character, because that's also not true. There are moments. Unkillable is, and how it's used in the movie is fantastic. Always sticks out to me. But there are too many moments in this movie where we did not get what we got with Halloween 2018, where it felt like the score was controlling the scene. The score was driving everything. There are moments, and then there are moments where there's nothing. You know, one thing that comes to mind for me that would have made this scene probably the best scene in the entire movie, the chase with Lindsay and Michael. They went more with, let's just do almost like no sound at all. And, you know, wouldn't that be creepy while she's hiding? There's no sound. It is creepy, but you really could have driven that chase home, I think, with just subtlety in the music. Just, I mean, it didn't even have to be overbearing. Just some subtlety there. Add something in there to really ratchet it up. And it's moments like that that make you miss that what 2018 did so well. And I think of the chase with Allison in 2018 with the shape stalks Allison, or the shape hunts Allison. It's fantastic. I mean, it is fantastic. We needed a moment like that. We needed a few more moments like that in Kills. So by itself, the soundtrack is fantastic, but it doesn't feel like it's enough of a driving force throughout the movie to really be its own character and have the emotional kind of weight and impact it needed to have. So number 3 is make the score a character. Number 2, focus on Allison. We need a focus on Andy Matichak's Allison Strode. I think that in 2018, I was very meh on her. I felt like it seemed like they were kind of trying to force her on us. And then they were kind of like, okay, but it's Laurie's movie. So there was an identity crisis there. And then in Kills, you know, near the second act to the third act of the movie, you get a lot more Allison. And I thought she really shined in the third act. I really thought she did. She has one of the best lines in the movie, one of the best moments. Her reflexes and badass, only badassness of her when she's fighting Michael at the top of the stairs is incredible. She has earned her keep, but we need to get more of her. I need her to be a focus. I know that they're going to have an identity crisis with this movie again because, oh, this is the end of our trilogy. You know, this is Laurie and Michael's story, right? We got to focus entirely on Laurie. You don't have to do that. And so I feel like there's a happy medium there where you can have enough of Laurie and have her scenes be impactful enough, but you can focus on Allison, the person you've been trying to build up as being the new Strode badass. For 3 movies, it's got to hit here. It's got to hit here, so we need a focus on Allison Strode in this movie. And last, but certainly not least, the most important thing this movie needs to do, in my opinion, there has to be a clear winner. Someone has to die. Is it Laurie Strode? Is it Michael Myers? Not for me to decide. I can hear the argument for both. I can hear the argument for Laurie being the one, or Laurie and Allison, you know, however you want it to go, where she kills him or they defeat him, and it is almost a story of like overcoming that evil and all this trauma for decades and decades and finally having the last word and feeling, you know, vindicated and vilified and, you know, whatever you want to say. I can totally see that. But I can also see it's depressing as it might sound. You fight and you fight and you fight for years and years only to lose because evil never dies. And you can't kill evil. And the whole idea of Michael Myers from his inception was he is the embodiment of evil. And one woman or one man or 2 women or 2 men, they cannot kill evil. So the idea is, I feel like you might have to stay true to the idea. And Laurie might have to die. And Michael might have to live. I don't know which way they're going to go. And we can discuss this in the comments, guys. Let me know down below which way you would rather them go. But someone has to die. There has to be a clear winner. There just has to be. You cannot end this movie with Laurie Strode surviving and Michael presumably surviving, you know, cliffhanger-ish type thing, and say that's the end of the trilogy. Their story's wrapped up. Because it just feels unearned. It feels unearned if we do not have a clear and decisive, okay, yeah, this person got the best of them. I don't know who it's going to be, but I'm kind of leaning more toward Michael winning, honestly, because in Kills, they're really starting to expand upon the fact they kind of throw nuggets in there that he is supernatural. How's Laurie going to take that out? You know what I mean? So, most important point, someone's got to die. There has to be a clear winner. There has to be finality to this finale. And that's going to be it, guys. Those are the 5 things that I think are most important for Halloween Kills. We know they're going to nail the atmosphere. We know James Jude Courtney's going to kill it. We know the effects are going to be great. We know there's going to be some great kills. I didn't put those things in here because I know those things are going to be present. These are things that I worry may not be present that I feel like should be. So let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. What do you want to see from Halloween Kills? What are your most important things? Do you agree with mine? And how do you think it's going to end? Let's discuss it down in the comments below. I want to let you guys know that later this week, Christian Hannah Horror and I will be doing a deep dive Halloween Ends discussion on the You Need a Horror podcast. We'll be doing that live with you guys, and I cannot wait to do that. We'll dig much more into what we want to see from Halloween Kills, our predictions, all that type of stuff. Make sure to check me out on Patreon at the Lost River Drive-In if you have not already. Shout out to you, Brooke. I saw Brooke Flynn. You became a patron. I appreciate that very much. Newest patron, Brooke Flynn. And, you know, check me out on social media if you haven't already. And let's discuss. So this is Nick at the Lost River Drive-In, and I'm pulling out.